Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Decided to go see another movie and give you guys a new movie review. I am joined, unfortunately not by DJ, but by the ever popular, ever famous, Unlimited Popcorn Bucket. Say hi, Popcorn Bucket! Who cares? Anyway, today I went to see none other than the film that critics have been raving about, audiences have been swooning over, and everybody has been talking about. The one that was released over Memorial Day weekend that everybody wants to see and everybody knows about. I'm talking about none other than the little thing known as The Machine. Yes, The Machine. The movie that was released the same weekend as The Little Mermaid. The movie that nobody is talking about and nobody went to see. And there's a reason nobody went to see it. There's a reason that even Super Mario Brothers, which has been in the movie theaters for over 2 months, managed to beat it out on its opening weekend in the box office. I can tell you right now why. In my quick 1 to 10, it's a 2. If you're wondering why I feel why I'm a little bit more angry and aggravated, is because literally I just wasted 2 hours of my life in one of the most unfunny movies I have ever been in my entire life. I got more enjoyment out of one of my least favorite movies of all time. Actually, you know what? Scratch that. I had more fun at the least favorite movie of all time, because at least my least favorite movie of all time, The Last Airbender, I watched for this channel to roast it and make fun of it, and I had more fun roasting it and making fun of it than I did sitting in this comedy movie. It is a 2 out of 10. It is the worst film I think I have seen this year. Honestly, it really is one of the worst films I saw this year. Mark Hamill was okay. All the actors were meh. The story was bleh. Garbage. I don't know why audiences think that this movie is great. Maybe it's just the comedian. I'm not super familiar with the comedian. I've seen his The Machine video when it was popular like 4 years ago. But yeah, this movie was thoroughly unfunny. I didn't enjoy it at all. The cinematography was okay. There was some cool action set pieces. There was some decent bits of dialogue. It went through the Machine story, I guess, in a long format. Added some new elements and things like that. Sure, it kept me kind of on, kind of continue to go. But mainly, I was sitting there hoping that at some time, eventually, it would be funny, or fun, or interesting. And it wasn't. If you are going to watch this movie, God have mercy on your soul. Spoilers. Spoilers. This movie is trash. The movie begins. Bert, the Machine, famous comedian, has some sort of... It shows like his progression and how popular he is and how greatly influential he's become and popular he's become with his podcast and his different things that he does. And eventually it comes to the point where there's a scandal. His younger daughter, who doesn't have a license, has lost her license, and he's ended up live streaming it because he was so drunk and high out of his mind that he live streamed her being arrested for picking him up with a permit, and an intoxicated adult does not count as an adult when you have a permit. Opens up to that. him going to therapy, trying to prove to his family that he is trying to be better and he's trying to improve. This doesn't work. He hosts his daughter's Sweet 16. It doesn't work. He was told by his daughter that she wanted a small party, that maybe she just wanted some friends and her family members there for her Sweet 16, and he invited 50 plus people who she didn't know. Eventually, the entire plot of the movie just finds the movie, because even though the video went viral 5 years ago, Russia is so far behind on the times that the viral video was not discovered until very recently by the person who the machine stole from in the 1990s. Who wants his watch back. The entire plot of the movie is that this gang family, who wasn't a gang family until Bert went on his whole thing with the train, well, you know the story, until he stole a watch from the train, and then that turned this salesman into a mob boss. And the mob boss's daughter is after him and wants to get the watch back to please her father, get his approval, and become the new head of the organization, because her father is old and dying. Bert gets kidnapped with his father who he doesn't have a good relationship with. Shenanigans ensue, as you can imagine. It forces him to relive everything that he went through in the 90s, and we get these interesting flashback scenes and stuff like that, and it progresses the story on and on and on, thoroughly unfunny the entire time. I can't think of any moments where I genuinely went, that is actually really funny. Half the movie is literally them making jokes that he has man boobs. That's half the jokes in this film. Cinematography was okay. They had some decent visuals. They had some decent things. It seemed like they probably were filming on location. I highly doubt it, but whatever. What are you going to do? They go to all these places and they show how Russia's changed. Everything has changed. Everything is changing. How Bert has had some influence on certain people, negatively, positively, and whatever else. Ultimately, it's just stupid. Like, just even like going through this film is agony. It's so stupid. I'm sure half of the jokes are from his podcast or his show or whatever else. It didn't hit. It didn't land. What's supposed to be one of the funniest movies of the year, I think I chuckled twice. I don't know what else to say. I don't know what else to say. You have anything to say? Did you enjoy the film? Bye. Seriously, guys, this film is just thoroughly unfunny. It had gross humor. Like, I'm surprised it didn't stoop so low as to have toilet humor and fart humor. It had gross visuals. It had weird lines. The director of the film was obsessed with Dutch angles. When you take the camera and you just bend it slightly, this is a cinematic thing that you're supposed to do when you're supposed to say that something is wrong. You know why? Because when we, the audience, see the world angled, our brain goes, something's wrong. Half the film is in a Dutch angle. Half the film. Maybe the cinematographer was calling for help. Maybe he was kidnapped by the Russians. Maybe Bert is the Russian mafia and he kidnapped this poor cinematographer and forced him to make this terrible film. Someone send help. Anyway. Not only that, like, they did a bunch of interesting things to try to show, like, the subtitles and stuff like that, because obviously it takes place in Russia, so they speak Russian. So they have, like, the subtitles and they show it in different ways than is normal. It's always in red and white. I really have nothing else to say about this film. This film is thoroughly stupid. Highly unenjoyable. When it's not unfunny, it's straight up boring. I regret seeing this film. So yeah, don't bother. I was hoping that maybe this film, like, honestly, I went into this film thinking, please don't be like, you know, the Larry the Cable Guy movies, like The Health Inspector. Please don't be like, you know, the typical comedian films where, you know, you take a bit that the comedian does and you make an entire film off of it. You know, I was literally just like, please, I'm begging you, don't be like that. Halfway through this film, I honestly would have rather watched a Larry the Cable Guy movie. Thoroughly unfunny. Thoroughly unfunny. It's a comedy film that I did not laugh once at. And I hope I have a good sense of humor. Actually, you know what? Forget that. I know I have a good sense of humor. This film is so dry. It's so boring. It's so far out there. And it's the dumbest thing. It is so dumb. It is a waste of time. Anyway, I think I've held you guys up long enough with this. Did you see this movie? What did you think about it if you saw it? Otherwise, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. As always, we really enjoy your guys' interaction with us. It really helps a lot knowing that you guys aren't just putting on the film, putting on our videos, but actually interacting with it. Let us know if you like it. Let us know if you don't like it. Let us know some of the things that we're doing right. Maybe let us know some of the things that we're doing wrong so that we can change it. If you like our stuff, be sure to share us with your friends. If you want to continue to interact with us and continue to learn more about what's going on as far as our community is going, like as we're filming more shows and we're going to more movies and things like that, be sure to be checking out our Facebook page at Entertainment Rebooted. And we're also now on Twitter. If you're into Twitter and not Facebook, we are found at Exposition Sickle. Otherwise, I'll see you guys in the next video.